Check, check, one, two, one, two. Okay. All right, guys, welcome to another tour of the on-campus Roblox experience that we built specifically for after-school programs. I am currently with my co-creator, Caesar Luevanos, Kaiser
Hello,
underscore 64. Caesar, introduce
hello,
yourself.
hello, hello. As Jet mentioned, I am co-creator. I focus mainly on a lot of the 3D assets in the game, and we're going to be giving you a quick little tour and demonstration of what's possible in our at Roblox after-school program tool that we created.
Yeah, let's do it.
So right now we're currently in Polk Elementary School. We like to use this one as a demonstration school just because they've already well established with us, and this school is a good example of a lot of the customization we could do within the Roblox game that we created. So the skeletal work is going to be the same for all campuses. We just personalize it little by little as time, however. So we do simple things like school colors. Polk specifically is a burgundy and gold color. We asked to schools for schools to give us their logos and any posters or any images that they want to see up here. Another good example of some of the customization we did for Polk specifically is things like this. We try to personalize it to mimic the school as much as possible. And Polk's really big on their Strive for Five. It's their model that they live by on campus over there at Polk Elementary. So, strive for five, be respectful, be safe, work peacefully, strive for excellence, and follow directions. So, cool little stuff like that we can do to really make this feel like a personalized experience for not just the tutors, but the students as well.
Yeah, and then our two big emphasis in inside of our Roblox game is number one, recruitment of kids, and number two, once the kids are have been recruited, they're inside the game, they have buy-in of the program. We really throw in a lot of the educational stuff, and that's some of the stuff that we'll show you a little bit later in the video.
Mhm. So by default, all the schools that we build in the skeletal frame come with three activities, and again, these are really great activities to just engage the students and catch their attention. A lot of the students really have fun with this stuff. This first one right here is going to be an obby or an obstacle course. It's called the floor is lava. It's a little play on the game floor is lava, but in the video game you can actually put lava at the bottom. So pretty straightforward, simple. It's just a cool little obstacle course that the students try to complete. We do try to update this regularly. As time goes on, students are gonna get the hang of this, and we don't want it to get redundant for them. So we go in and try to change it as much as we can and add new updates to it. So right now it's a very basic obstacle course, but we do have the option to add educational aspects to this, and we'll touch a lot more on the educational aspects that we can add to the game overall a little bit later. But specifically for this obstacle course, some of the stuff we can introduce to it is an educational obstacle. For instance, instead of trying to hop over a certain obstacle, we can have an obstacle be a question. Like so, we can have like a locked door that doesn't open until a question is answered, for instance, and that really just um, pushes more of an educational feel into the game. So that way, the students still are having fun. They're doing the obstacle, but they're really being challenged, and we're introducing a more educational feel to it as well. And what's cool about some of these educational quizzes or questions that we can put into here is we can easily change it. Um, we can actually through the back end, we created a website where you, the tutor or the site lead, are able to go in and change the question on the website, and in real time, you'll see the question update in the game.
Yeah, and those
So,
updates are, real-time update, like Caesar mentioned. And, like again, so something like the floor is lava here, we can call this a stage one, and then we can have an NPC, which are non-playable characters that are number one, relevant to the students and also relevant to the theme. So like in here, what we'll do is we'll go, in a little bit, we'll go over to the library here at Polk, and we'll show you Albus Dumbledore, and we'll show you what the questions, look like. So let's say the student answered the questions correctly, they get to proceed to the second stage of the obstacle course.
Correct. So, for the sake of time, let's go ahead and use our admin controls. And this is a good time to bring up the admin controls. So, the admin control panel is going to be only available for tutors and site leads or any administrators that you would like to grant access to. This is going to be your tool to be able to facilitate all the activities in your game. Um, this allows you to wrangle up the students, really get their attention in the game. So if someone's off task, you can bring them back to you. And all the activities that we have in here cannot be started unless there's an administrator present. So that it's really just an overall tool that helps you guide the students in the right direction in the game and helps you really have take control of all the activities you're doing.
Yeah, and a lot of these
So,
tools were built based off of feedback that we got from after school program, administrators, tutors, because we build all of these tools, based off of needs.
mhm.
Cool. All right. So the Triwizard Maze, huh?
Yeah, try Wizard Maze. So if you haven't noticed already, one of the things we can do is decorate a school by specific themes. So again, the skeletal frames all going to be the same in the beginning, but as you start giving us logos, start giving us images, start giving us a theme that you want to revolve your campus around, we can do cool stuff like this. Polk Elementary specifically chose to do a Harry Potter theme. So we started sprinkling Harry Potter esque lighting, and then we started introducing characters in here as NPCs, and started revolving a lot of the mini games around Harry Potter as well. So usually the maze is just a regular maze for everyone else, but for Polk specifically, we went ahead and added characters like Hagrid, and we made a Triwizard Maze theme where we introduced some of the cool stuff like the Whomping Willow and the dragon up there. So this one's another just good attention grabber for the students. It's a fun little survival maze. You're trying to make it to the end. First one out wins. And again, this is going to be another one that we're going to be updating frequently, just because it's only a matter of time before students and faculty get used to the maze and figure out how to get out of here really quickly. So we want to make sure we keep it fresh for them as much as possible.
Yeah, and the activity itself is, part of it is, what Caesar mentioned earlier in under the game controls. You have to have an administrative access to start or end the maze. So like admin ended in certain zombie survival maze. So students can't just come in here and play the game by themselves. It's really a lot of these things have to be started by a tutor or an administrator of the program.
Correct. So here we are. These next two rooms, they're by default they're going to be empty when you first receive your campus. This is left empty for a reason. However, we leave it empty so that you can tell us what you want to see, whether it be a specific activity like um, some schools have decided to do like chess or a fun little mini game in here,
Or art
and
hop.
some schools are used art hop. So some schools are doing specific themes in the room, like requesting a science lab theme or animal science barn theme. And the newest one that we're really excited about is a school actually requested to have like an art hop style museum where the students can upload their artwork and they can showcase it in the game. So that's just some of the ideas of what you can do in these empty rooms. And a good example of some of the things we can do in these rooms is going to be right across the hall in the other room, which Polk wanted us to do a library.
And
And this is going to,
yeah, here is
uh,
where the NPC that we're talking about,
yeah,
can come in terms of the types of questions that you can load in. So you can load in the questions here, and you can interact with the NPC, the non-playable characters. Here's Albus Dumbledore. I want to answer a question for rewards, and these questions, are we have default questions. So here it's what's the first strive for five, so I believe it's be respectful. That's the right answer. Yay! And students can get random rewards of CBs. And I think Caesar, have you kind of covered what CBs are?
No, I have not. This is a good segue into what CBs or campus bucks are. So campus bucks are going to be our in-game currency that we use. If you look at the top left of the screen, you'll notice a little dollar sign and an amount that your character currently has. So all campus bucks are they're going to be an incentive tool for the students. They can use it to shop in the store that we have on the right side, and they can. It's just used to really buy some personalization stuff for their characters. It's not going to be anything that gives any kids advantages or an edge over other students. It's more just for personalization. It has cool little accessories for head, back, face, and even waist accessories. It's just a way for students to really, individualize themselves and get some cool accessories for their character. And this gives the students something to really work towards. Again, it's meant to be an incentive tool so that the students are on task. They're answering these questions. They're participating in the activities, and in return, they get rewarded with these campus books.
Yeah, and you know what? And talking about recruitment, one of the sites that we have, they've been doing a refer a friend program, and as an administrator, you can give yourselves or students, these campus bucks. So as students, bring a friend to program, that student gets rewarded. And maybe the friends get rewarded with some campus bucks, so that way they can save towards some of the things that they can buy in the store, like a Christmas hat, some of the seasonal stuff, a space hat. So, with those things, you can really drive up recruitment, especially if there's a lot of buy-in from, students within the program.
Mhm. And then items are going to be like everything else, updated regularly. If there's specific items that you want to see in the store, you can always let us know and we can update it accordingly. So here we have the cafeteria area, or in this case, the Great Dining Hall from Harry Potter. Again, we're trying to revolve everything around a specific theme, and we have cool little interactive stuff like this, like the Sorting Hat. Jay, if you want to showcase that real
Oh,
quick.
yeah, let's do that. So again, similar to what the other, the Albus Dumbledore, we can actually answer questions, and based on the questions, you get assigned to specific houses. So I think I ended up being Gryffindor. Yay! So so as a character, you get rewarded with a Gryffindor shirt, just like this. Yeah.
Again, and this is just a good example of how far we can go with personalization and interactiveness. Really gives them more of an immersive experience in the world that we're trying to create for the students here on their campus. The last activity over here is going to be a dodgeball activity. Pretty straightforward. This one's actually a really popular one just because it gets the students into teams and it gets them getting a little bit more competitive against each other.
Yeah, this is actually a really fun one.
Hmm.
So I think this is also a good spot for me to kind of showcase some of the game controls here. So for dodgeball, you can select the length. I'll just do the basic 60 seconds. And as an administrator, you have to start it. So, as a tutor or administrator, so students can't start the game by themselves. So once you click start, everybody who's in the team can start, and then you can throw the ball. Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
There's 1 point for me. I'll throw it to Caesar again. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
2 points. Yeah. So this is also mobile friendly. So, with the reason why we chose Roblox as the platform to develop on is that, you get a lot of these cross-platform, um, you know,
Capabilities.
capabilities and accessibility. So, in terms of, for students who doesn't have a high-powered, computer to run video games or, you know, big name consoles, you can run this on your mobile phone, Android or iOS, and then you can also run it on a Chromebook, PC, or MacBook. 9 seconds
Correct,
left,
correct.
8 seconds left. Almost ran into that one, and I think the game's gonna be over right now. Oh,
And
three
looks like
points.
blue team is the winner. So that kind of just showcases the three activities that come by default in the school. They're fun little activities that gets the students engaged and going. And again, we can always switch stuff up if you want to focus more on an educational component of in the school. We can definitely do that, and we're always open to suggestions. Um, Again, our goal is to really curate this to your liking and give you the tools necessary to make it fit at your school site.
Yeah, and I know we talked a lot about some of the inside of the school, a lot of the customization in here, but at the same time we also especially with this game being built for after school programs, we want to not only give students a sense of community within their school, right? Especially during this time of virtual learning, distance learning, and all that, but we also want to give them the ability to feel like they're also a part of something bigger. So with a lot of after school programs, a lot of just different types of after school programs in general, there's kind of like this larger community. With us being in the um, kind of the Central Valley region, there's over 140 after school programs, and we want students within each of these smaller school programs to feel like hey, I'm not, the after school program just isn't just for my sites. There's other kids and other after school programs that's a part of this network. So we've built in a sort of teleportation control that you as an administrators can summon and take kids to different programs, to either compete with each other in dodgeball, or some of the other mini games that we have, that will host monthly events. So this is where we really turn into esports. So students from different schools can compete against each other. In fact, let's go ahead and hop over to Herndon Barstow just to see
You got it.
what we mean by some of this stuff. So again,
Yeah,
you know, you students can't do anything without an administrator present, so they can't hop over to different schools unless administrator
yeah.
allows them to.
And kind of like Jet mentioned, it's going to be a good tool to use once we start introducing like cross play with different schools, like competitive esports. But it's also kind of serves as like a field trip experience. You can go visit other school sites, see what they have going on. Um, do joint educational activities. We hope to soon have a decathlon style mini game in here as well, where students compete answering questions decathlon style, and they get rewarded accordingly for that. And it just brings some fun educational competitiveness into the game as well. So right now we are currently in Herndon Barstow. As you can see, framework is going to be the same, but again, we try to decorate based off of theme. They wanted more of a science theme, a space exploration
Space
theme to be
exploration.
exact. And if you look up over here, you'll notice that the roof is missing, and we introduced a couple planets, some stars, spaceship, really cool stuff like that. On the walls, we have their logo all over the place, so they're the Herndon Barstow logos. And in the empty rooms, or which usually are empty, you'll notice on the right side over here, we created the educational science lab for them per request. They wanted to focus a lot on science in this room. We're currently putting NPCs or playable characters that ask questions and can be answered in a quiz style. And again, this is going to be available to be updated through the back end of our website. We make it really simple so that the tutors or administrators can just hop in, type on the website their questions and their answers, and it'll reflect in real time in
Yep. All right. Well, I think this is a lot of what we wanted to showcase in the
the
demo.
game.
And yeah, do you have anything else for us to
No,
talk about?
just again, we just like to reiterate that because we created this from the ground up, the possibilities are endless. We depend a lot on feedback from the schools and what they want to see specifically in their school site. Just give us some time, give us the ideas, and we can make it happen for you.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing here. And also, like part of the decision matrix of, picking Roblox is that this game is just there's so much um, interest around it when it comes to the students. So instead of having students distracted by Roblox, really giving them the educational opportunity to learn things inside of the game, inside of Roblox, so that way it's an enjoyable experience, and it's also an incentive for them, to be here. So really go to where their attention is at.
Correct, correct.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching.